Hello, I want to talk a little bit about the phase-oriented treatment that is the gold standard for trauma treatment. The first rule for trauma treatment is when you work with trauma clients, you don't start the treatment by talking about trauma. The phase-oriented model is a template to provide a map to how to effectively treat trauma memories. The phase one is you are doing crisis assessment and intervention, and you are building the therapeutic relationship, safety, and container. And you are also helping your clients consistently able to resource and regulate themselves to within the window of tolerance. Window of tolerance is a concept that when the nervous system go into hyperarousal zone, too much activation, or the nervous system go to hypoarousal zone, too little activation. Either zone of the nervous system really disrupt the ability of the client's brain and body to integrate the traumatic memory and the emotional charge and the core beliefs associated with the traumatic experiences. The trauma therapy need to happen within the window of tolerance, where the activation level in the nervous system is neither too much nor too little. It's the Goldilocks environment that allow effective processing and integration of trauma memory. One mistake that clinicians can make is they go for the emotional pain in a way that actually overwhelm the client's capacity to stay present in the moment and stay present in the body. Remembering something and retelling something itself does not lead to recovery. Recovery and healing only happen if the client can stay regulated within the window of tolerance so they can stay present with the therapist in the moment, in their body. That's where potential for healing can take place. The second phase is trauma memory processing. And I think it's important to look at both explicit memory processing as well as implicit memory processing. Explicit memory processings are memories that you can recall explicitly. These are memories that are stored in the hippocampus. You can access them and you can describe this happened and then I feel this. Explicit memory processing is a technique that clinicians need to know, but there's also implicit memory processing. I think there are some memories that happen, either they happen so early before we are capable of remembering anything consciously, or there are certain experiences that are so overwhelming that our brain and body try to protect us by having amnesia and dissociating from the memory itself. So we actually don't remember, we cannot articulate, but we know something happened. Right? In object relations therapy, they talk about the zone where is the unrememberable but unforgettable, indescribable but undeniable. It's really the gray zone. That is really the implicit memory processing. So I think when you work with trauma, you have to learn how to do either way of processing trauma memory. And there's some fascinating research in the last 20 years about the memory reconsolidation process, which means that when we work with clients, we can hope for more than that they just need to regulate for the rest of their life and they will continue re-experiencing some of the pain that's associated with the memory and the emotional charge. Memory reconsolidation is under certain specific conditions. There's actually an opportunity to rewire in a fundamental way some of the trauma memory that can fundamentally shift the client's relationship to their past. That's all part of phase 2 of the trauma treatment. Phase 3 is to translate whatever therapeutic gain achieved in therapy session to the rest of their life. Therapy, for therapists, therapy may be a lot of our life, but for many people, real life happens outside of therapy. So if the only place your client can feel safe is in therapy, that's a good start, but that's not enough. Because what are they going to do for the 167 hours and 10 minutes every week that they have to live outside of the therapist's office? So phase 3 is about consolidation of skills and integrating and translating the therapeutic gain to the rest of their life, so that they can really restore their sense of aliveness. And this also speaks to the ultimate goal of trauma treatment. It's not to reduce symptoms, but restore your client's connection to their capacity for aliveness, which is the birthright of every human being.